All right, all right. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome back to Morning Motivation. I'm George Wright III, here every morning, every Wednesday morning, actually, for your dose of motivation, inspiration, and education. Go ahead and send us in the chat box where you're calling in from. We're here live on Facebook as well as streaming to the cloud. Super excited to have you here with us this morning. And wherever you're calling in from, whether you're just getting out of bed, whether you're headed to work, whether you are actually ending your day out in Asia, we're super glad and grateful that you're here with us today. So anyway, I'm going to get started here. We respect your time in the morning, and we are very, very excited to be able to spend our mornings with you. And for those of you that are just joining and you don't know me, my name is George Wright III. I have a podcast on iTunes and Android, Google Play. And I join Brandon every Wednesday morning for Morning Motivation because we love to be able to inspire and educate you and give you ideas that might be able to help you with your life, go to the next level. And so thank you very much for being here. Today, I want to talk to you about finding direction in your life. Because no matter where you're at, some of you, look, you have successful businesses, you have individuals with relationships, wherever you're at, I think that everyone has points in time in their life where they're trying to look for direction, where they're trying to find where it is that they want to go. And I'd like to start by just telling you a story that my mentor told me a little while ago. And it might help give you some perspective to be able to help you in your life and in order to find some direction. So in the early days of sailing, sailors would brave the waters of Antarctica, and they would see a really strange sight. They'd be out on these boats in these massive ships with sails, and they would see these really strange sights. They would see massive icebergs moving against the wind. So here they are moving with the wind, with their sails in the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, and they would see these icebergs, these giant icebergs moving against the wind, and it really confused them because obviously their ships and their boats would move the direction of the wind because that's all they knew. But all these sailors could really see, all they would really see were these massive skyscrapers above the ground, these massive icebergs in the sky. And after research and time, what they realized is the majority of the iceberg, 90% of the giant mass of this iceberg was actually below the surface. And it was deep in the currents of the ocean. So even though their perspective, they could only see the iceberg, this massive iceberg, they never realized until study went on that 90% of the iceberg was deep underwater where they couldn't see it. They realized that these icebergs moved purposely based on what was below the water, what was below the surface. And this is a really huge lesson for us in our life for a couple reasons. What you have to realize is that most of the time, what affects your life is what's happening below the surface, what's happening underneath, in your thoughts, in your life, in your mind. And what the goal is, what your goal should be is not to be blown the direction of the wind. Well, like most people see in life, most people go whatever direction the wind's blowing, their circumstances, their surroundings, their environment, whatever it is that's controlling their life. Whereas like an iceberg, if you can learn to stay focused and at peace and move according to what's going on deep inside you, what's going on deep under the surface, then you are going to have much more purposeful and direct direction in your life. And I want to really encourage you to think about this, because what you have to do in order to make that happen is you have to develop some deep currents in your life. You have to develop principles and strategy and vision that are going to take you the direction you want to go, even if it's the opposite direction that everyone else is going, even if it's the opposite direction that the currents in your life are blowing you and the winds in your life are blowing you. So how do we do this? How do we build deeper currents in our life so that we can go the direction that we want our life to go rather than the direction that everything else is going? Well, here's what I would suggest. What I would suggest is first, you clarify your vision. You clarify your vision. Because see, the clearer your vision is, the more detailed, the more descriptive, the more real your vision is for you, the more you're going to believe it, the more you're going to have faith in it. So that's the first thing, is you need to clarify your vision. Second, you need to be able to stay the course, and you do this with daily rituals. By having daily rituals, you're able to stay more consistent and more persistent in your life, just like those icebergs with the deep currents that are moving them. And so daily rituals that you can slowly over time turn into habits help you to become more automatic with what you want to accomplish in your life. And then third, you need to really question, clarify, and determine what your why is, what your reason is, what your mission, what's your purpose, what it is that you want to do in your life that will have such a strong meaning for you that you're not going to let environment and individuals and perceptions affect the direction of your life. You need to be able to determine a purpose for you that is so important to you that your passion is going to drive you the direction you want to go. And I always talk about the fact that if you can learn to just have quiet resolve in your life, if you can learn to have quiet resolve in your life, you are going to be able to live a very, very purpose-filled life and make maximum and massive impact on others. And what is resolve? Resolve is really literally just making a decision to firmly follow a course of action, meaning you have to make that decision, but you have to be committed. So many of us make a decision to do things in our life, but we don't stay committed to that decision. But when you're resolved, when you've made a decision and a commitment to do something in your life, that is resolve. And just like the icebergs and just like the story I told you about the iceberg, this is something that's going to help you to be able to navigate life, navigate the deep, deep, trouble-filled waters of your life with more direction according to your mission and your goals. And so that's the message I really wanted to give you. I think it's something that is really important for you to understand, that your perspective right now, listen, I understand you might be just like those sailors. You might be seeing these massive objects in your life. You might be seeing things that are just overwhelming, things that are just really hard to deal with. You might have relationship issues. You might have business problems. You might have financial concerns. But listen, I'm here to tell you that just like Les Brown has said many, many times in my life, your challenges have not come to stay. They have come to pass. Your challenges are here for you to grow and develop. Sometimes your challenges might be here just simply to put you on a different path. It might not be that you need to learn from these or you need to grow. You just need to be in a different direction. And so understand that no matter where you are and no matter what you're dealing with, it's okay and it will pass. But you have to learn to create deep, deep resolve in your life to move the direction you want to go and not let the wind in your life blow you in whatever direction that it happens to be blowing. So that's my message for today. I hope that's something that might inspire you to just think about how you can create more direction and resolve in your life, how you can take your life to the next level. I really believe in you. I believe, and Brandon and I and all the other morning motivation speakers are here to be able to help inspire you, because we believe that you have greatness inside of you. We believe that you can take your life to the next level. And if the mind of man can conceive and believe it, it can achieve it. And all you need to do is put in the work. Be willing to put in the work, create that deep, deep desire, and those deep currents are going to take you the direction you need to go. So that's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. Make it a great day. Do what it takes, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Have an amazing day.